The Harlem streets are on fire, and the hip-hop world is losing it. Jim Jones just dropped a brand new diss track called JOMO aimed directly at Cameron, and the reactions have been absolutely explosive. Fans are calling it the hardest clapback we've seen in years, while the streets are buzzing with debates over who really holds the crown in Harlem rap. This isn't just another beef, this is a full-scale lyrical war, and the drama is spilling over social media faster than anyone could imagine. JOMO isn't just a song, it's a statement. Every bar, every punchline, and every verse is designed to shock, provoke, and dominate the conversation. Jim Jones is sending a clear message. He's not backing down, and he's coming for the throne. Cameron now has the spotlight on him, and fans are demanding answers. Social media is flooded with memes, reaction clips, and heated debates. Everyone has an opinion, and everyone wants to pick a side. But it doesn't stop there. The streets are talking, Harlem fans are reacting, and other rappers are weighing in, turning this track into more than music. It's a full-blown cultural moment. Who will emerge on top? Is this the end of Cameron's reign, or is Jim Jones just stirring the pot for attention? Stay tuned, because this clash is far from over. If you think you've seen drama before, you haven't seen anything yet. By the time this track settles, the streets of Harlem and the entire hip-hop world will be talking about nothing else. As the opening notes of JOMO hit the speakers, it was clear that Jim Jones was not here to play. The energy in Harlem instantly shifted. Street corners buzzed with whispers, social media timelines were flooded with clips, and fans were dissecting every bar. This wasn't just another diss track, it was a declaration of war. Jones didn't hold back, targeting Cameron with precise, cutting lines that left no room for misinterpretation. Every lyric hit hard, every reference reminded listeners of past slights, and every punchline demanded attention. Fans immediately took to Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok to react. Clips of Jones' sharpest lines went viral within minutes, sparking a tidal wave of opinions. Some praised his lyrical skill, calling the track a masterclass in modern rap aggression. Others criticized him for overstepping, suggesting Cameron didn't deserve this level of attack. But one thing was undeniable: JOMO was the talk of Harlem, and the streets were alive with debate. The diss track itself was carefully constructed. Jones used clever wordplay, historical references to Dipset's rise, and subtle nods to Cameron's past missteps. Listeners caught lines referencing past altercations, business deals gone wrong, and moments that only true Harlem insiders would fully understand. This gave the track an authenticity that resonated deeply with fans and amplified the tension. It wasn't just music, it was a story of rivalry, legacy, and street politics packaged in a beat that demanded to be heard loud and clear. Meanwhile, social media influencers and hip-hop commentators were quick to weigh in. Reaction videos appeared across YouTube, breaking down every line, highlighting the most brutal moments, and speculating on Cameron's response. Forums and Reddit threads exploded with fans debating not only the track's content, but also its implications for the future of Harlem rap. Every comment, clip, and reaction added fuel to the fire, turning a single diss track into a full-blown cultural moment. Even casual listeners were pulled into the drama. The power of Jim Jones' delivery, combined with the sharpness of his writing, made it impossible to ignore. The streets weren't just listening, they were reacting, analyzing, and sharing. This track had become a litmus test for fans, asking them where their loyalties truly lay. Was Cameron still untouchable, or was Jones finally reclaiming his spot at the top of Harlem's rap hierarchy? What made JOMO particularly dangerous wasn't just the words, it was the timing. Dropping this track now, amidst a series of Harlem feuds and online debates, Jones ensured that it wouldn't be just another viral clip. It was strategically placed to dominate conversation, dominate social media algorithms, and dominate the attention of anyone paying attention to Harlem rap. His approach combined artistry with strategy, reminding everyone that he wasn't just making music, he was shaping the narrative. As Harlem listeners dissected the lyrics, local radio stations and hip-hop podcasts picked up the story. DJs debated the impact of the track, hosts replayed key lines, and analysts considered what this meant for both Jim Jones and Cameron's careers. Every beat, every rhyme, every bar was scrutinized, creating a layered discussion that went far beyond entertainment. It was about power, respect, and legacy. By the end of the first day, JOMO had become more than just a track. It was a cultural event. Street corners, car stereos, and social media feeds were filled with its sound. Fans argued about who had the better bars, who had the upper hand, and what Cameron's response would be. The track had turned the spotlight squarely on Harlem once again, reigniting debates about Dipset, loyalty, and the future of the neighborhood's rap scene. In the midst of all this, Jim Jones watched carefully. His team monitored reactions, measured engagement, and ensured that every clip, comment, and viral moment worked to his advantage. He wasn't just releasing music, he was controlling the narrative, crafting a story of dominance, and staking his claim as a rapper who could still command attention, respect, and fear. Even outside of Harlem, the impact was felt. Hip-hop fans nationwide, and even globally, picked up on the diss. Online communities dissected references, analyzed the beats, and debated the cleverness of each line. Every play, stream, and share added to the pressure, forcing Cameron into a corner where a response seemed inevitable. The stage was set for the next chapter, and everyone watching knew that the story of Harlem rap was far from over. As listeners continued to replay the track, it became clear that Jim Jones had executed a masterstroke. He combined skill, timing, and strategy to create a diss that wasn't just heard, it was felt. The streets, the fans, the commentators, and the wider hip-hop world were now all invested. The question remained, how would Cameron respond? And more importantly, would Harlem's rap hierarchy shift as a result of this explosive release? As the initial shock of JOMO began to settle, the focus shifted from the track itself to the inevitable response from Cameron. Social media was already buzzing, with fans speculating on whether he would answer immediately or take time to craft a strategic reply. Clips of Cameron from previous interviews, performances, and freestyle battles resurfaced online, each one analyzed in painstaking detail to see how he might react. Memes flooded Instagram and TikTok, some mocking the lyrics, others praising Jones' clever wordplay. The streets of Harlem had transformed into a live discussion forum, with everyone weighing in, debating loyalties, and dissecting each bar of the diss track. The reaction from influencers and hip-hop commentators was intense. Analysts broke down the track line by line on YouTube and TikTok, highlighting references that casual listeners might have missed. One bar, referencing Cameron's past business decisions, sparked hours-long debates online about who truly had the upper hand in Harlem's rap scene. The cleverness of Jim Jones' rhymes was undeniable. He didn't just attack Cameron personally. He reminded the community of his own accomplishments, his legacy in Dipset, and his relevance in the game today. Every line was loaded with meaning, demanding attention, respect, and analysis. Meanwhile, Cameron's camp stayed unusually quiet at first, which only fueled speculation. Fans interpreted the silence in multiple ways. Some argued that Cameron was carefully planning a devastating reply, while others suggested that Jim Jones had truly caught him off guard. Online polls were set up asking fans, who won this round, and should Cameron respond? Engagement shot through the roof, with thousands of comments flooding every post related to the track. Social media algorithms pushed the conversation further, making JOMO trend across platforms. Local radio stations in Harlem amplified the drama, replaying the track multiple times during prime hours. DJs debated the strongest bars, the cleverest punches, and the strategic genius behind Jim Jones' release. Interviews with street-level fans gave insight into real-time reactions, with many saying that Jim Jones had finally claimed his crown in a way that only a Harlem rapper could. The streets were alive, and the conversation wasn't just about music. It was about legacy, respect, and who truly runs Harlem rap. Adding fuel to the fire, other Harlem rappers and affiliates began weighing in. Some voiced support for Jim Jones, praising his lyrical skill and daring approach. Others hinted at loyalty to Cameron, warning that this feud could escalate further. Every comment, video, or post was now part of the larger narrative, turning a single diss track into a full-blown Harlem cultural event. Analysts noted that moments like these define hip-hop communities and shape legacies for years to come. Meanwhile, the track's streaming numbers skyrocketed. Platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube saw thousands of plays within hours. Fans weren't just listening. They were replaying every verse, slowing down key lines to catch every nuance. The combination of lyrical skill, clever references, and timing had created an ecosystem of engagement, from social media to streets to official music charts. This wasn't just entertainment, it was a strategic move that ensured Jim Jones dominated the conversation. Across the internet, fan theories exploded. Some suggested that JOMO was a teaser for a larger project, hinting that more tracks targeting Cameron and other rivals were on the way. Others speculated that this diss might force Cameron to collaborate with allies to counter the attack, potentially sparking further Harlem-wide tension. The energy was electric, with every fan, influencer, and rapper trying to predict the next move. It was a chess game, with Jim Jones clearly making the first aggressive play. Even casual listeners became invested. The combination of reputation, lyrical craftsmanship, and the Harlem context gave JOMO a cultural weight beyond a normal diss track. People unfamiliar with the history of Dipset found themselves drawn into the feud, researching past clashes, watching old interviews, and analyzing lyrics they might otherwise have ignored. Jim Jones had successfully transformed a music release into a lesson in Harlem rap history, strategy, and street politics. By the second day, the tension had escalated. Cameron's silence was interpreted as a potential misstep, and debates about Harlem's rap hierarchy were dominating comment sections, Twitter threads, and Reddit forums. Fans created countdowns, reaction videos, and even collaborative meme compilations celebrating the feud. Every new clip or analysis only amplified the reach of JOMO, making Jim Jones' diss track one of the most discussed moments in recent hip-hop history. But the story wasn't over. Street reports hinted that Cameron might be preparing his own lyrical retaliation, potentially setting the stage for a full Harlem rap showdown. Analysts and fans alike speculated about whether this would escalate beyond diss tracks into live events, public appearances, or even collaboration challenges. The tension was now multi-layered, encompassing music, social media, fan reactions, and street culture. In the midst of it all, Jim Jones maintained a calculated presence online. He shared select clips, teased behind-the-scenes footage, and allowed the track's impact to grow organically. Every interaction was measured, ensuring that he remained in control of the narrative. He had not only released a diss track, but had also engineered an entire media cycle, leveraging Harlem culture, social influence, and fan engagement to dominate attention. By the end of the second part of this saga, it was clear that JOMO was more than just a song. It was a statement of power, strategy, and dominance. Jim Jones had successfully seized the spotlight, reignited a legendary feud, and reminded the world why Harlem's rap scene remains one of the most influential and intense in hip-hop. As Harlem waited with bated breath, the world turned its attention to Cameron's response. After days of intense speculation, reaction videos, and memes flooding social media, the streets were alive with anticipation. Would he retaliate immediately, or was he preparing a carefully calculated counterattack? Fans dissected every snippet of his interviews, every social media post, every freestyle from the past, trying to predict his next move. The tension wasn't just online, it was palpable in every corner of Harlem. Local spots were playing JOMO on repeat, with people debating who would emerge victorious in this escalating feud. Finally, Cameron released his response. Though not a full diss track initially, he dropped a series of Instagram freestyles and live clips aimed directly at Jim Jones. Each line was laced with sarcasm, historical references to Dipset's early days, and clever wordplay. The streets went wild as fans replayed his bars, sharing reactions, memes, and commentary across TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Analysts immediately began comparing the two sides, breaking down lyrics, punchlines, and delivery to determine who had the upper hand. The Harlem rap scene had officially erupted into a lyrical war for supremacy. What made this back-and-forth explosive was the history between these two Harlem legends. Jim Jones and Cameron had a complex relationship, filled with past collaborations, rivalries, and moments that defined Harlem rap for over a decade. Each diss, each response, was layered with context that longtime fans understood intimately. This wasn't just a rap beef, it was a story about legacy, pride, and the ongoing struggle for dominance in Harlem streets. Social media amplified the drama, with clips going viral almost instantly and fan reactions fueling the narrative further. Meanwhile, other Harlem rappers and affiliates weighed in. Some publicly supported Jim Jones, praising his aggressive strategy and lyrical precision. Others sided with Cameron, defending his legacy and criticizing Jones' approach. Even national hip-hop figures commented, weighing in on the feud, analyzing the lyrics, and predicting potential next moves. The conversation had extended far beyond Harlem, captivating fans across the country and making JOMO a cultural phenomenon. Streaming numbers for both sides skyrocketed. Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube saw unprecedented plays as fans revisited both Jim Jones' diss track and Cameron's freestyles. The engagement was off the charts. Likes, shares, comments, and reactions poured in continuously. Even casual listeners, previously unaware of Harlem rap intricacies, found themselves drawn into the story. Every beat, every rhyme, and every line was being dissected, turning music into a full-blown social and cultural event. As the feud escalated, fans began creating their own content, reaction videos, meme compilations, and TikTok dances timed to key bars. Online communities debated not only who won the lyrical war, but also how this feud might influence Harlem rap's future. The streets, social media, and music platforms became intertwined in a web of opinions, strategies, and fan engagement. Every new clip or post only added fuel to the fire, creating a self-sustaining cycle of hype and attention. By midweek, the Harlem rap community saw a turning point. Influencers and podcasters began dissecting the feud on live streams, giving deeper analysis about strategy, lyrical content, and historical context. The debate moved from casual fan arguments to serious discussions about rap legacy, loyalty, and skill. Jim Jones' calculated release of JOMO had forced Cameron into action, but the game wasn't over. Each side had managed to dominate headlines, trending topics, and streaming charts simultaneously. The impact wasn't limited to Harlem. Across the country, fans of hip-hop engaged in debates about who had delivered the hardest bars, who controlled the narrative, and what this feud meant for the broader rap scene. Social media algorithms ensured that clips from both sides went viral multiple times, creating constant conversation. The feud had evolved beyond a simple diss track. It had become a defining moment in modern hip-hop history, highlighting strategy, skill, and influence. By the end of Part 3, the feud had reached a fever pitch. Jim Jones had reasserted his dominance, Cameron had defended his legacy, and Harlem had once again reminded the world why it remains a central hub for rap culture and drama. The story of JOMO wasn't just about music, it was about power, strategy, street influence, and fan engagement. It had demonstrated the ability of one well-timed diss track to reshape narratives, ignite debates, and control cultural conversation. As fans replayed the tracks, debated over punchlines, and shared reactions online, one thing was certain: Harlem rap will never be the same, and Jim Jones has reminded everyone that he's still a force to be reckoned with. Whether Cameron retaliates further or chooses silence, the impact of JOMO will echo throughout Harlem, social media, and hip-hop culture for months to come. Yo, Harlem and hip-hop fans, if you thought you'd seen drama before, think again. Jim Jones just dropped JOMO at Cameron, and the streets, social media, and the entire hip-hop community are still buzzing. Now it's your turn to join the conversation. We want to hear from you. Who really won this round? Are you Team Jim Jones, or are you riding with Cameron? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't hold back. Every opinion matters, every fan counts. Hit that like button if you're feeling the energy of Harlem streets right now, and share this video with your crew so nobody misses the chaos. The more we spark the discussion, the louder the voices of the fans get, and the deeper this feud hits the culture. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. You won't want to miss the next explosive chapter in this Harlem rap saga. We'll be breaking down every reaction, every response, and every viral moment in the days to come, so staying connected means you're always first to get the latest updates. From lyrics analysis to fan reactions, and even potential Cameron replies, we've got it all. So, comment below, smash that like button, share with your friends, and subscribe for the full Harlem rap experience. This feud isn't over, and the streets are talking. Make sure you're part of the conversation, because you don't want to miss a single bar or moment of this historic showdown.